Welcome back to part 2 of LA Fishguys. We've been visiting with Daniel Gilboa of Age of Aquariums in the Los Angeles port city of Long Beach, California. Daniel runs a large aquarium maintenance business and a retail fish shop. We've been discussing the benefits of that retail fish shop. One thing is clear immediately: they're awesome display tanks. This not only offers insight into what it actually takes to operate these type of tanks, but you can get up close and personal with it before you have to lay out the cash.
So you've got protein skimmers over here and calcium reactors. I mean, I can touch this, I can feel this, I can ask questions. I mean, online I can probably call and ask some questions, but here I can physically see how all this stuff works before I'm surprised when it arrives.
So you bring up a really good point, Jim, because it's not just about a light bulb being broken. It's about how am I going to operate this thing once I buy it? How do I hook it up? How does it work? What are the idiosyncrasies of it? And how are we going to make this be successful for the customer? So we have it on the shelf for the customer. A lot of these we actually have live demonstrating pieces of equipment that are on our display tanks, so we can show people exactly how it works and how to set it up. And then in the shop, we assemble it all for them, and we'll even come out to their house and we'll set it up for them for very small nominal fees.
And that's where the benefit of the aquarium maintenance or service division comes in.
Exactly.
So you mentioned the service part, being able to go out and help somebody. You've got a division that has service guys who are able to go out and set up tanks or help customers with their problems?
Yeah, we have a crew of about 10 people that are service techs that actually go out to homes, offices, restaurants, public places, and we install, design, and maintain aquariums for them.
So as a retail store, I, as a hobbyist, if I experience a problem, I can usually make contact with someone that can come out and help me. And I'm assuming you have a 24-hour emergency type service available?
We do. Unfortunately, I have to say, we do have a 24-hour emergency service available, and I'm usually the one that gets the 24-hour calls. But it's usually not too bad. Every so often I have to go out at 2 in the morning and deal with a problem, sick fish or a little bit of water or a pump not running. But overall, we, as a service company and service techs, we do everything we can to make sure there aren't going to be problems in between service visits.
So from a retailer standpoint, you're offering it all. I mean, not only the livestock and the dry goods, but the education as well as help and support.
There's a lot of customers that come into the store that are just, they're just at their wits' end. They've done everything they've been told to do, and it's just not working out for them. They're just really frustrated. They're ready to just throw the tank in the garbage. So they have us come out to their house. We assess the problem, and usually we can make it a successful aquarium from them. And they're just so happy from then on, and they're lifetime customers.
So what do you got going on out here, Dan?
Well, this is kind of our wet service area here. We have a coral bleaching operations, and we also have fill holes for the vans. So when the vans pull up in the morning, we carry about 150 gallons of water in each of the vans. And we carry about 50 gallons of fresh water and 150 gallons of salt water. So they just pull up, we just pull a hose out, we just put it in their water tank in the van, we open it up, and their water tanks are filled within about 2 minutes. So that works out fantastic.
Wow, a lot more impressive than me filling up 5-gallon jugs and putting in the back of my van.
We also have a greenhouse out here, so for future operations we're going to be setting up a whole coral propagation fragging operation. And we'll also do koi, and we'll do live freshwater plants in addition to that.
Wow.
So that's kind of the dirty part of the operation here.
And if you didn't catch it at the beginning of the episode, Dan runs a 10-person aquarium maintenance business. That's big.
I now understand 10 service guys.
And if you figure each service guy has an average of 30 accounts, that's a total of over 300 aquarium maintenance accounts that one business is responsible for watching over. That's a lot of responsibility. That's a big aquarium maintenance business. I had mentioned earlier that Dan runs 2 businesses out of 1 location. In addition to having awesome display tanks and a large inventory of dry goods, this fish shop holds a large number of fish. which includes a large filter system, along with the ability to quarantine or pre-treat fish for future sale, either to service customers or retail customers.
Wow. I know how attractively that films back here, but this is our that's our quarantining section over here where we dip and hold on to fish.
So again, as a retail store, you're bringing the livestock in, you're holding it for a period of time, trying to make it as healthy as possible. Whereas if I'm buying online, I'm subject to whatever that guy wants to pull or get rid of that day.
Yeah, all these fish are all wild fish collected from the tropics. They're collected in environmentally sound ways, but still, you're taking a wild animal, you're putting them in an aquarium. They take a while to adapt to an aquarium environment. They're not used to the kinds of foods that they're used to eating. They're not used to living with their other tank mates. So this gives them the opportunity to acclimate and to adjust to living in an aquarium.
A transition.
A transition before it's available for the retail customer to purchase. And we've fed them, we've fattened them up, we've made them used to regular prepared foods, and they have a much better chance of making it out in someone's home aquarium after they've been through our acclimation process.
And as your retail customers come in, and if they're experiencing problems, not to say you're going to have the same problems, but may have something back here that you're already treating for. And you can say to the customer, this is the product we use, this is how we apply it into the system, and these are the results that we're expecting.
That's true. We also have an entire hospital system back here also. So we bring fish out in the field that are having issues, and we treat them with various medications. Every so often, a customer will bring a fish in that's one of their favorite fish, and they just haven't been successful treating it, and we'll put it in our hospital system out to try to treat it also.
So many reasons to patronize the retail store.
The value of a retail store, you may pay $1 or $2 more than buying it online, but the knowledge that you are getting is priceless from a retail store, especially a retail store like Age of Aquariums.
Wow. So
we also do a lot of farm-raised corals. So instead of taking the coral out of the ocean, we're actually fragging and we're propagating the corals. And so here we have a
nice little collection of frags over here.
So we have frags here, and then we also use a company called ORA, and they have a lot of specialty frags that they are also growing in a farm-raised greenhouse, and they have a whole selection of their special hybrid corals, which people find very, very desirable.
So I see you have a little bit of a freshwater selection here. I myself am not that interested in freshwater, and I'm kind of getting the impression your service business and clientele may not be that interested in freshwater, but that's usually where most hobbyists start off from.
It's really hard for us to do everything, so we tried to kind of pick what we're most interested in and what our specialty is, because in order to do a really great freshwater system, you need a lot more room, which we don't have. So we have a nice selection of freshwater fish, freshwater community fish, which complement a live plant tank really well, and that's our freshwater setup. A lot of people are intimidated. They don't want to start out with a saltwater aquarium, so this gives people a chance to get their feet wet with fish. And a lot of people start out with a simple betta, and they graduate to a more exotic community freshwater fish, and then after a while they decide to take after they've been successful with the freshwater fish, they take the jump into saltwater. And we've been very instrumental in helping people make that jump. So I certainly didn't want to discourage people from coming in here by not having any freshwater fish at all.
Looks like Dan has a great retail fish shop planned. Freshwater fish, saltwater fish, a large selection of dry goods, and awesome display tanks. Be sure to come on back for part 3 to see more of the shark tank and this awesome coral reef tank